death of a new dawn, Lan walked out of the office building for the last time. The cardboard box in her arms held 15 years of her life, and as she looked back at the glass tower glowing in the sunset, her heart felt heavy yet strangely light. At 6 a.m. the next morning, the world was silent. Lan sat alone at her dining table, the steam from her jasmine tea curling into the air. There was no urgent email to check, no meeting to rush to, just the stillness of the dawn. By 10 a.m., the house was spotless. Lan sat on the sofa, her eyes drifting to the clock. For years, this had been the busiest hour of her day. Now, the silence felt vast and unfamiliar, a blank canvas she didn't yet know how to paint. She stood by the window, watching the city pulse below. Her reflection stared back, eyes filled with questions about who she was without her title and her desk. It was time to find the woman who had been hiding behind the deadlines. The morning market was a riot of color and sound. Lan moved through the stalls, taking her time to pick the freshest vegetables. She shared a gentle laugh with the vendors, feeling the vibrant, chaotic pulse of her neighborhood. In the kitchen, a pot of soup simmered on the stove. The fragrant steam filled the room, carrying the scent of herbs and nostalgia. Cooking wasn't a chore anymore. It was a slow, beautiful dance of flavors. Late in the afternoon, Lan walked through the park. She sat on a bench and watched children chasing bubbles and laughing. Their pure, uncomplicated joy reminded her that life's best moments weren't found in a boardroom. On her way home, she stopped at a small street stall. She sat on a low plastic stool, sharing a laugh and a story with Kook, the woman selling iced tea. In these small conversations, Lan felt more seen than she ever had in a corporate lobby. On her balcony, a tiny green sprout had pushed its way through the soil. Lan leaned in close, admiring the delicate new leaves reaching for the light. Growth, she realized, happened slowly and quietly, but it was unstoppable. Breakfast was no longer a rushed granola bar. Lan sat with her daughter, Mai, sharing food and quiet conversation. They talked about school, dreams, and the little things, weaving a stronger bond with every passing minute. Lan pulled back the curtains, letting the golden sunlight flood the room. She didn't feel empty anymore. The space where work used to be was now filled with peace, purpose, and the warmth of the sun. With a cup of coffee in hand, Lan stood on her balcony as the sun rose over the horizon. The simple life she had feared turned out to be the most beautiful one of all. She was finally home, in every sense of the word.